Hello and welcome. Whether you're in a big meeting, out on a date, or just, waiting for your coffee, you are communicating all the time, even when you're not saying a single word. So let's dive into this unspoken conversation. Before we get into it, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more expert breakdowns. Okay, let's decode the messages we're all sending and receiving every single second. So let me ask you something. When you hear nonverbal communication, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably body language, right? A handshake, a smile, someone crossing their arms. But is that really the whole story? Not even close. Honestly, the idea that it's all just body language is one of the biggest misconceptions out there. Look, body language is definitely a star player on the team, but it's only one member of a much, much larger and more fascinating lineup. The truth is, what we call body language is really just the tip of the iceberg. The real power, the real nuance of nonverbal communication, it all lies beneath the surface, in a whole set of different channels that are constantly shaping how we interact with each other. So here it is. This is the big picture. Nonverbal communication is actually broken down into 6 major channels. First up, you've got kinesics. That's the fancy term for body language. But then there's haptics, which is all about touch. Proxemics, the study of personal space. Chronemics, which is how we use time. Paralanguage, which is the tone of our voice. And finally, physical context. So let's break these down one by one. We'll kick things off with the one we all think we know best, kinetics. This is the official home of what we call body language. And it's arguably the most studied and most powerful channel of them all. So kinesics is formally the study of how our body movements express what's going on inside. It's how our feelings, happiness, anger, surprise, maybe a little nervousness become totally visible to the outside world, sometimes without us even realizing it's happening. Now, what's really cool is how kinesics itself breaks down. It's not just one thing. It's our facial expressions, our eye movements. For instance, in many Western cultures, making direct eye contact signals confidence and honesty. But in some East Asian cultures, holding that same eye contact for too long can be seen as aggressive or even disrespectful. It's the exact same action, but with a completely different meaning. And all of it, our gestures, head nods, how we stand, it all falls under kinesics. And this just nails the point perfectly. I mean, think about a job interview. If you're slouching, you're sending a very clear message. I'm not that interested. But sitting up straight, that tells the interviewer you're engaged, you're attentive, you're serious. Your posture is literally speaking for you before you even open your mouth. Okay, let's keep building on this. Next, we're going to look at 3 invisible but oh so powerful forces that shape our communication: the actual space between us, our relationship with time, and the meaning of touch. This is haptics, or communication through touch. And touch is just a fundamental way we connect as humans. I mean, think about the huge difference between a firm, confident handshake to seal a business deal versus a gentle hand on someone's shoulder to offer comfort. You're using the same tool, touch, but you're sending vastly different messages. And then we've got proxemics. This is all about personal space. That distance we physically keep from other people, it's not random. It's a silent signal about the nature of our relationship. Is it formal? Is it personal? Or is it intimate? We all have these invisible circles around us. Our intimate space is really reserved for family and our closest friends. Then there's that personal space for colleagues and other friends. And finally, there's the social and public space for more formal interactions. We're constantly adjusting these zones without even thinking about it. In a business setting, this gets even more interesting. If you seat someone at the head of a big rectangular table, you've automatically given them a position of authority. But a round table? That sends a really powerful message of equality and collaboration because there is no head. The shape of the table can literally change the entire dynamic of a meeting. And next up is chronemics, which basically proves that time talks. Seriously, think about it. Showing up early for a meeting says, I'm serious and I value your time. But arriving late, well, that can send the exact opposite message. How we use time and even how long we make others wait for us sends these powerful signals about status, interest, and respect. All right, let's look at our final 2 channels. These are the ones that are all around us all the time. The sound of our voice and the very environment we're in. By the way, if you are finding this detailed analysis helpful, a quick like and subscription helps us create more in-depth learning resources like this. This is paralanguage, and it's got to be one of my favorites. It's not about the words you use, but how you say them. Your pitch, your pace, your volume, they can all flip the meaning of a sentence completely on its head. It's like the music behind the lyrics. Okay, let's try a quick example. I'm just going to say a simple sentence, totally neutral. I practice good business communication. Okay, seems straightforward enough, right? Now, listen to this. I practice good business communication. Hear the difference? Just by putting a little stress on the word I, the meaning completely shifts. It goes from a simple statement to an assertion that kind of implies, but maybe you don't. The words are identical, but the message is entirely different. That is the power of paralanguage. And finally, we have physical context. The room itself is communicating with you. Think about it. A sleek, modern office in a downtown high-rise sends a very different message than a cozy, cluttered office in the suburbs. The environment is always setting the stage for the interaction. And this context includes everything. The colors on the walls, the layout of the furniture, the design choices, the location of the building itself, and even the physical distance between people. It's all part of the message. So we've covered all 6 channels, the whole shebang. So what does this all mean for us, right? How do we take this knowledge and actually use it to become better communicators in our own lives? Well, the big takeaway is this. Our nonverbal signals are always on. They're broadcasting 24/7. They can either support our words, like when you smile while giving praise, or they can completely contradict them, like saying I'm fine with your arms crossed and a big old frown. And that contradiction, that's what creates confusion and mistrust. So the ultimate goal here is alignment. It's making sure your body language, your tone of voice, your use of space, all of it is telling the exact same story as the words coming out of your mouth. When those two things are in sync, your communication becomes incredibly powerful and crystal clear. From this moment on, you're now aware of this vast, unspoken conversation that's happening all around you all the time. So the only real question left is, what message are you choosing to send next? Thank you for watching. If you mastered this concept, show your support by liking the video and subscribing before you go.